Well, good morning, Facebook family. It is Sunday, March the 7th. My name is Marcia. Thanks for joining me for Morning Encouragements. It is a beautiful sunny day outside, yet, true confession, I had my room so cool and just right that I am trying to just be calm and not bounce up and run outside and broadcast outside because I haven't decided with our modern day technology if I really want to just get started for this day. My parents are having a slow, quiet, calm day. Father is doing his Sunday school services. Mom is resting. So perhaps on the Lord's Day, we can remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Translation, when I finish my broadcast, I can do my church streaming from the comforts of my room. Or another confession. So the house we've got the thermostat nice and cozy, 72, but that's too hot for me. If you know me, I have to have at least 68 degrees. So I've got my doors closed off and the windows open, and it's a beautiful setting for me in my room. So I'm enjoying the peace and calm and quiet. So that's why I'm not outside today, but I do expect us to be spending a good part of the afternoon outside. My title for the message today is Big Faith or Little Faith. And the text is coming from Mark chapter 11, verse 12. Let me get started because I'm going to take a couple of minutes on this morning. Have faith in God is Mark chapter 11, verse 12. Faith is the foot of the soul by which it can march along the road of the commandments. Love can make the feet move more swiftly, but faith is the foot which carries the soul. Faith is the oil enabling the wheels of holy devotion and of earnest piety to move well. And without faith, the wheels are taken from the chariot, and we will drag heavily. Without faith, those wheels, it's hard to move a chariot without wheels. Ooh, it's a lot. It's a big, huge burden. With faith, I can do all things. So that means my verse for today, and I'm going to post a visual of I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, since we just are reading that now. Without faith, I shall neither have the inclination nor the power to do anything in the service of God. Let's do that again. Without faith, I shall neither have the inclination nor the power to do anything in the service of God. If you want to find those who serve God the best, you must look for people who have the most faith. Little faith will save a person, but little faith cannot do great things for God. Poor little faith could not have fought Apollyon. It needed Christian to do that. Pause right here. This is a reference from Pilgrim's Progress, and I happen to have the book right here. John Bunyan's Pilgrim's Progress, chapter 6, talks about Christian's encounter with Apollyon. Poor Christian was having a terrible time in the valley of humiliation. He had ventured only a little way before he noticed a foul fiend, Apollyon, coming across the field to meet him. Christian began to panic and debated whether he should turn back or stand his ground. But then he recalled that he had been given no armor for his back, and he realized that to turn back would give his adversary an advantage. Apollyon would then easily pierce him with his arrows, so he resolved to stand his ground and move forward no matter what, for he thought to himself, even if I had no more in mind than saving my own life, this would still be the best choice. So he went on, and Apollyon met him face to face. The monster was hideous, to look at, covered with scales like a fish, and exceedingly proud of them. He had wings like a dragon and feet like a bear. Fire and smoke came belching up from within his belly, and his mouth was like the mouth of a lion. When he drew close to Christian, he looked down upon him with utter disdain and demanded of him, "Where have you come from and where are you going?" Christian replied, "I have come from the city of destruction, which is the place of all evil, and I am going to the city of Zion. I can tell by this that you are one of my subjects, since that whole country is under my authority. I am the prince and God of it. How is it then that you have run away from your king? If I didn't believe you might still be of use to me, I would strike you to the ground right now with one blow." "It is true that I was born in your dominions," replied Christian, "but your service was hard and your wages were such that a man could not live on them, for the wages of sin is death. Therefore, when I came of age, I did like the other people of discernment and have done and looked for a way to straighten out my life. There is no prince who will take lightly the loss of one of his subjects," countered Apollyon, "nor will I let you go. But since you complained about your service and wages, go on back, and whatever our country can afford, I hereby promise to give it to you. But I have given myself to another, the king of princes, and how can I, in fairness, go back with you? In doing this, you have gone from bad to worse, as the proverb says, but it is typical for those who have professed themselves to be his servants to give him the slip after a while and return again to me. If you'll do this also, all will go well with you. I have given him my faith and sworn my allegiance to him," Christian responded. "How then can I go back from here and not be hanged as a traitor? You did the same thing to me, and yet I am willing to forgive it all if you will now turn and go back." Christian remained undaunted. "What I promised you was before I was of age. Besides, I believe that the prince under whose banner I now stand is able to free me from my obligations to you and forgive me for what I did in compliance with you. In addition to this, you destroying Apollyon, to tell you the truth, I like his services, his wages, his servants, his government, his company, and his country better than yours. So forget about trying to persuade me further. I am his servant and I will follow him." Okay, now, so I'm reading this for the purpose of just giving you a taste of how the reading flows with Pilgrim's Progress, which is why I endorse the book as well as the movies. Well, as it goes on, poor little Faith has an encounter with Apollyon and cannot defeat him until he runs into Christian. Also, the beauty of the verses and the scripture of the writing, the beauty of the writing is that as we read the story, on the side margin here are biblical references of where this story was taken and how it applies to scripture in this pictorial allegory of the battle, of Christian's battle, trying to pursue the celestial city and counting on the promises of the Prince and the King of Kings and how he has withdrawn his allegiance to Apollyon. Back to the reading here. Now, so what I just read was poor little Faith could not have slain, Poor little Faith could not have fought Apollyon, that fierce opponent. It needed Christian to do that. Poor little Faith could not have slain giant Despair. It required great hearts armed to knock that monster down. Little Faith will go to heaven, most certainly, but it often has to hide itself in a nutshell, and it frequently loses all but its jewels. Little Faith says, it is a rough road beset with sharp thorns, and full of dangers. That's little Faith. I'm afraid to go, but great Faith remembers the promise. Your shoes shall be iron and brass. As your days, so shall your strength be. And so she boldly ventures. Little faith stands hopeless, mingling her tears with the flood. But great faith sings, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. And she forced the stream at once. Would you be comfortable and happy? Would you enjoy religion? Would you, insert your name here, would me, Marsha, I, have the religion of cheerfulness and not that of gloom? Would I? Yes, I would. Then have faith in God. If you love darkness and are satisfied to dwell in gloom and misery, then be content with little faith. But if you love the sunshine and would sing the songs of rejoicing, la, oh happy day, covet earnestly this best gift, great faith. Have faith in God. Mark chapter 11, verse 12. So that's my question for today, or my topic and my theme. Big faith or little faith? Big faith or little faith? I hope my endorsement of Pilgrim's Progress and that little bitty brief reading was not only entertaining for you, but that it piques your interest in a great novel. This book is the second most widely purchased book to the Bible in the world. Phenomenal reading and encouragement for the young and old, for those seeking and those found. John Bunyan. It's sold everywhere, especially in your Christian bookstores and online. I'm excited today to step out, and I'm motivated and encouraged just from that little bit of reading to go and exercise my big faith. Make sure you make this a super Sunday for you and yours. Be safe as you go out. Wear your protective gear, your PPE, and keep your social distance. Wash those hands. Let's do what we can do to do our part to help protect our loved ones from exposing them to this horrid disease. Have faith, knowing that God is sovereign and God is in charge and in control. If you have any prayer requests, trust in the Lord and take your burdens to Him, and have faith, knowing that He hears our prayers. If you got a question on how to do that, or need any type of support or prayer or communication, send me a DM. I am always happy to pray. I'll bring another message tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m., our regular broadcast time. Thank you for tuning in today. Peace and safety to you and yours. Bye-bye for now. Take care.